This seminar would be beneficial for all of you present here. Once again, on behalf of Knowledge Credit, I extend a warm welcome to all of you. Wish you all a great learning experience. Welcome one and all. I'll be starting with the introduction. Before we commence, let me brief you about the agenda for the day. Our CEO and Director of Qlogy Management Services and Product Manager at KnowledgeCredits, Mr. Chandresh Adhiya, will talk to us on career options in IT. He will also enlighten us on eligibility and roadmaps to build careers in IT. Then we have Ms. Dilshad from SQTL, who would be talking on career prospects in software testing. Mr. Sharad M. Irani, the chief guest of the day, will then address the gathering, post which there will be a presentations by knowledge providers on career options. Post the lunch break, there will be a session on interview techniques and mock interviews. If you have any doubts, you can always walk up to me and ask me. Now I would like to call our CEO, Mr. Chandresh Adhiya, to come ahead and start with presentation.
I realized that in the industry, whatever experience we have gathered so far, at one hand, we are facing a challenge of right skills in the industry. You don't get people who have relevant skills. Companies are struggling to recruit the right talent, and that's the reality. On the other hand, there are a lot of people who are struggling to get right jobs. When we talk to when we also want to recruit someone, and when some fresher walks down to us, we are reluctant to recruit them. And the fundamental reason for that is because the freshers who are coming out, they don't have a core expertise in a particular domain or the area. They probably want to join in as a learner, as a trainee, and learn and acquire the skills, and then probably go somewhere else. Now for the company, there are two options: go to campus, recruit the people, train them, and there are a lot of training, I would say, platforms or training, internal training organizations within the organization, academies of the organizations who train them. For example, Infosys has a huge training center in Mysore, and TCS has a huge facility at Chennai, and likewise, I mean, there are a lot of companies. IBM has a huge training facility. IBM generally works on a model of going out in the industry and rent out the facility rather than building a huge facility. So every company has their own strategy about how they are going to acquire the talent required for them to deliver the products and solutions and the services to their end customer or to their customer. Because India being primarily, as far as services is concerned, India being primarily service-focused country, not the product-focused country, there is a huge demand for people into all these IT services companies like Infosys, TCS, Wipro, Cognizant, and list goes on. I mean, I don't recall all the names offhand, but there are a huge number of big companies, and there are furthermore number of lot of small and medium companies who need the right talent and the right skills in the individuals. So if you are selected in the campus, your job is done as far as your career is concerned. But there are pitfalls in that also, because as far as I know the modus operandi of all the companies and whatever I have interacted with all the companies, they want to keep people trained and ready for the job and when the project comes, they allocate the projects to them. Whichever project comes on the way. Basically, if it's related to Oracle, they will put people on Oracle project. If it is related to SAP, they will put people on SAP project. So it goes project-wise. And it is not sure and certain that you get a career choice that you want to build. Now, my always the concern and the question was to the industry as to what about the choices of individuals who want to build their career into a particular area. Are individuals really aware of what is in store for them 5 years down the line and 10 years down the line into a particular subject area and into particular knowledge and into a particular technology, for example? And companies have simple answer to say that we have limited people we can recruit, and whatever limited people are, we cannot make them specialists at the day one, because we want to put them into a project which we are getting business of, rather than having a specialist and not having a project for that specialization. So it's a catch-22 situation for industry as well as individuals who are desirous of building a career, and it's a catch-22 situation for the industry knowledge providers as well as academicians and everyone, because for the industry also, for the basically universities also, it is very difficult to really come up with a particular type of curriculum which will immediately be ready to serve the need of the industry, right? And that is where most of the challenges come in. So how do we build the gap? How do we bridge the gap? Or how do you remove this gap which is there into the industry? And we thought that we need to do something about this. And this is a precise challenge which we are trying to address with the help of our platform called KnowledgeCredits. We don't want to intend to go and to deliver the trainings ourselves. We are neither there to sell any training to anyone. We thought that we had a responsibility to bridge and do something to plug this gap. And the only way it is possible is to have unbiased guidance given to individuals who are planning to build a career into IT. We are starting with IT because we are from IT, and that's why we are starting from IT. We have intentions to go into other industries as well in future, once we are sure and we are able to guide people well within IT industry or for careers in IT, we will go into other industries as well. We thought that we should have knowledge providers who are specialized, because I, for example, cannot know all the career options into a particular specialized domain, let's say software testing, or let's say project management, or SAP or ERP, and there are a lot of people who are specialists there in the industry, who know what that subject is, who have the depth and expertise to guide people in the right manner. And we also have some level of guidance available with the help of all of these partners. And then probably we know what is long term, and we are, since we are constantly in touch with industry, we will come to know what is going on in the industry and how we can guide the aspiring professionals. Now, one is the guidance. One is there a knowledge available before I go and register for a course or get into a particular career? And we thought, yeah, there has to be some kind of material, some kind of statistics, some kind of industry indicators available, which are realistic indicators about all the knowledge areas. And that is what we are planning to have in KnowledgeCredits, which is already there. We are populating the content as well as we are populating the opportunities available, and what are the eligibility criteria and how people can get into a particular career. So that is what we are trying to do. KnowledgeCredits is acting as a knowledge marketplace, and where we are trying to connect everyone. As rightly presented in that poster, we are trying to bridge the gap of skill and knowledge in the industry. In whatever way and whatever manner we think, whatever options we have, like doing the seminars or running a platform or doing some kind of in-campus seminars and all that kind of stuff. So we are starting with this as an option right now. Now, without taking much of time, because a lot of time has already been taken up into the morning hours for people to gather and come and connect. Though we were expecting some more people, we thought let's start in whatever numbers we have. Now, what are the career options in IT? So, people in the industry, or people who are coming fresh in the industry, or people who are freshers, they generally want to know what are my options and what are my choices and what all are the careers and what is good for me and what is not good for me, etc. So that is what we will talk about. Most of the people have a preconceived notion, and whenever I mean this is my experience in when I speak to colleges and when I speak to freshers rather, they think that software development is IT, because that is what IT started with in India. It started with software services. But the realm has changed drastically over the period of time. If you look at the companies like TCS who are focusing only on software services, they realize the power and the volume that they can get in terms of business into other domains. And every company today is focusing on IT infrastructure rather than software only. I mean, software, definitely software services is the part. But within software, there is a development, there is a support, there is maintenance, and there is a huge lot of other areas where the careers are there, and they are huge in number compared to just software development, right? People know hardware and networking only at desktop level. They don't know the power of hardware and networking at a data center level or at a cloud solutions level, and the career possibilities and options in there. Because what people know hardware and networking is one or two institutes who probably teach hardware and networking, but there are some specialist programs on hardware and networking, and also there are specialist guidance available. Most people have no clear picture on what are the career options, and IT is vast. I mean, I am sure no one can get the knowledge and skill in all the domains in IT. It's too vast really for any individual to really master it. And you have to choose upfront as to what is the future and what are the options I am going into. So I had a very detailed presentation. I came with two presentations, a detailed one and the shorter one. I will restrict to shorter one today because we have lost a lot of time and there are a lot of people who want to present their perspectives. But I have a summary slide here as to what are the various career opportunities, or what are the different areas which are there in IT. And this slide summarizes what are different focus areas and specializations people can build into as far as their careers are concerned. Hardware is not just desktop and a laptop, for example. It's much beyond that. There are a lot of specialized hardwares available, a lot of devices available at a data center level as well as at a networking level. So at a back-end systems, not in the front-end also, it's a good career. For example, someone expert on devices, mobility devices, that is also a good option. But if you look at, there are other areas like operating system specialization, people with Linux or Unix or specific OS expertise. That's a specialized career. People, I mean, you need people to manage, support, and maintain all of the systems. It's not just about just software, but there are so many things which are coming into play. So, if people who have done academics and know IT, 7 layers of OSI, I don't know whether you have heard of it in your academic career, but those are all the layers which need to be supported and managed by someone. It's not just software or session layer. So there are a lot of data center automation tools where there is a specialization available. There are a lot of networking tools and networking products and security, which has huge number of options. There are so many specialists, and we have Mr. Sharat Airani, whose name I think was not pronounced correctly, but he's an expert in information security. He's with us today. He's awarded the top CISO by CISO platform, and he has done a PhD in information security persistence threat assessment, right? And yeah, so there are so many specialized areas, right? And within security, there are products also, and there are specialization within the products. Cloud solutions, which is emerging market, right? I mean, the technologies like Hadoop and NoSQL. I mean, people know SQL or Oracle or the standard platforms or standard way of doing IT, but there are a lot of new innovative IT solutions which are coming into the market, and how exactly are they going to impact my IT landscape and my technology landscape? That is to be seen, and a lot of emerging technologies, I would say, which I think I should have had a separate head called emerging technologies, which is there, and we want to ensure that people are aware about it and they have at least some skills and knowledge about it. And open source solutions are used in web development, testing. So there are so many different subjects and different areas, and I am sure if I keep on adding the list, it will go to a never-ending list. And there are specialized products. I mean, when you talk about software, it's not about only software development, but about also software implementation and solutioning and system integration and a lot of things like SAP, for example, in ERP domain, or for example, Avaya products or Cisco products, voice products, non-voice products, billing applications, CRM applications. So the number is huge, and specialized product careers are also available. For example, CCIEs and CCNPs and others, right? Information, I mean the networking, security management, technology management, etc. So there are a lot of things. And on the supporting side, which is required in IT. I mean, there are a lot of career options in IT which are available into SEO and SMO. I mean, social media optimization and social engine optimization, search engine optimization. Marketing is the career people who want to go in there. UI and UX experience design. I mean, user interface and user experience design is a huge upcoming field with so many different devices and so many different components coming into play. Same application has to be compatible to run or visually presentable properly onto different devices. So there's a huge career options available there. Business analyst, system design, product management, for example, project management, service management. People who are not aware how this will become very, very mainstream in coming few years should look at NASSCOM's 10,000 Startup Initiative. NASSCOM has initiative. I mean, they have started an initiative called 10,000 Startups. If you search in Google, you will come to know. They are going to fund 20 lakhs to 50 lakh rupees for each individual startup with a great idea to build a product. And of course, when the product needs to be built, you require management and all this expertise and experiences. I mean, or you need people who can do different areas in a smart way and in a much better manner. Project management would be required, product management would be required, service management would be required, UI UX design would be required, all these technologies would be required and have to be decided upon. I see a great potential and great, I would say, opportunities, though some people say that, I mean, careers in IT have limited, but people have this feeling that there is limited choice, but there's a huge variety of choices actually. If you really go detail and dwell down and find out what all I can do in IT. Now, there should be a plan for individual as to what they want to do as a long term. People end up adopting a career which is imposed by companies on them, and after 10 years they realize that this is not what I wanted to do in life. And then they say, I am feeling little frustrated and I want to get into something which is different. That is typically called midlife crisis. Most of the people go through that. But if it is a chosen career with your right liking and aptitude and your interest area, then probably you will not get into that situation. So plan where you want to be first. Don't just go by where can I get a job easily, because one choice which people make in the career is the immediate job, which is according to me is a mistake. I mean, this may sound too theoretical, but this is my experience that it's good to know what you want to do and which area you want to build a career in. Gain some knowledge and expertise. Focus on learning and getting the experience in that domain first, rather than just thinking of jumping off a big salary job and then land up into a big job and then worry about remaining things later. Because if you get into a job which is giving you good pay today, few years down the line, that may not be a great career option, and you probably would repent your decision of getting into a particular career early, looking at the immediate job opportunity, but as a long term, maybe it was not a great career choice. So you have to plan, you have to do a study, you have to find out, maybe you have to take a consultation guidance, and that is where we are planning to play a major role, where we want to give right choice and right guidance based on the experience, expertise, and attitudes and aptitudes of individuals as to what can they do. Now, there are core technology jobs available, and there are supporting careers based on this. As I said, there are core technical areas and there are supporting areas where you can build careers into. And there are core technology areas which are easy for freshers to enter. Reason why it is easy for freshers to enter is because they are more at a doing level or executing level rather than planning and designing and thinking level. Because whatever you see here on the right side actually requires the right kind of experience, and without the experience, really getting into this career is difficult. But you can have a plan to get in there with stepping stone of some of the technical areas. Right? So, for example, if you want to build a career in business analyst, which is a great career according to me, a business analyst into a specific domain, there can be generic business analysts or there can be specialized business analysts with expertise in a particular core domain, like maybe ERP or CRM solutions or billing applications. So you require business analysts for all of these areas. Then you can probably start with some kind of software development or software planning or some kind of initial project management experience, and then maybe become core BA and maybe have a combined career of business analysts and project management. So there are a lot of options available, but you need to know where you want to be and what are your expertise. If your core lies in coordination, communication, people management, then probably you want to get into something like project management. If your core expertise is planning and managing complaints and issues and services and challenges related to managing customer relationship, etc., probably you want to get into something like service management, etc. Eventually, in the long run. But in the short run, you have all of this because freshers will generally are not welcome on those supporting areas. Reason for that is because it requires experience and it requires a broader view rather than the depth of a particular one area. But that doesn't mean you cannot. It takes time and it takes consistent effort to get on those supporting areas. A core technical area. People who maybe you want to continue your career into technology role, or maybe you want to get into supporting career or management or general management roles into IT. If you want to go into core technology role, maybe architect is where you would land up being. You can be maybe a software architect or architect of a particular networking product, or you can be architect into a particular area, and then there can be a supporting career role as said. Right? So this is what you will have to plan upfront, and you will have to decide what you want to do and how you want to get in there. And as I said, don't run behind money or immediate job first. Plan your career and then decide, and then choose the companies who can give you good expertise in that. For example, there are specialist information security companies. You want to build your career in information security because that is a threat and the challenge for future. Then you have to find out which are the companies who are specialized in information security, who can give me good expertise and exposure related to information security, and then try to get a job there, no matter how low paying that job may be initially. Because that is where you want to build your career, and your strong foundation will play a very vital role in helping your career to go a long way and build the expertise. Supporting careers are generally technology agnostics, generally, because you don't focus on a specific technology, this is generic management. Okay, so that's why I presented you a shorter version of what all the options are. I mean, at a broad level, I have purposely avoided my detailed presentation to give eligibilities and other things into a specific area. But according to me, there is a career for everyone. It is a wrong notion that only engineers can build a career into IT, or only particular degree or particular academic qualification can get into particular area. For example, software development, people say, oh, you are from commerce background, you cannot get into software development. That is wrong. Or so you are from B computers, or you are in this is the career, you are in MCA, whatever, you can do only this thing. That's wrong. What people or what industry needs is the expertise and experience. I'm sure if you have right expertise and experience, I know one. Okay, let me give you a very classic case which I was in touch with HR. There are some HR policies, of course, but there are exceptions to that HR policies for the right kind of talent. There was one person, mind you, he had not done his graduation. He was not graduate. He was handling very big account in one of the major companies within Pune. I will not name the company because it's a big brand, and he was not graduate, but he had a great talent and great expertise and great experience which he had acquired. He was on a client project, one of the major banks in Europe, and he was managing that major bank's project, and he was doing a wonderful job on that particular project. This company HR came up with a circular and gave him a warning that you are not a graduate, we will have to move you out of the company because you are not a graduate. And the client whose project this company was running, they said, no, we want this person to be handling our project. We cannot have your policies coming on our way of how do you manage your project. We see him as a great project manager. We want him as a project manager. You cannot remove him. So it happened so that the bigger company, I mean the company is huge, and if they breach a policy for one particular candidate, probably that becomes a norm, and whatever management thought or HR thought, whatever reasons, that person was asked to either complete his graduation by a stipulated time or resign and go from the company. This person decided that, okay, let me see what all my options are. It was too late for him to really go and complete his graduation because he had already spent 10-12 years experience into industry, and probably he did not have inclination to go and really complete his graduation or whatever. Yeah, ideally he should have, I don't know what he's doing right now. But I know the latest update was, this company did not keep him, but the client company recruited him as their project manager. So client said, we don't care about your HR norms, we will recruit him on our company payroll if you cannot keep that person because of whatever norms you have. So this proves a point that if you have a real core experience and expertise, your academic qualifications, of course they play a role, but it doesn't become a hindrance. I mean, going with the mindset that if I am MB, MCM, then I can have only this careers, or if I am B in computers, I can have only this careers. Especially in IT, IT is very, very flexible in terms of adopting and accepting people into the career opportunities. It values more of expertise and experience rather than academic qualification. But for bigger companies, they have to keep the norms, and that's why they keep eligibility, because they cannot recruit everyone, and filtering itself becomes a challenge. I mean, if they say, okay, everyone is welcome, then there will be a huge number of profiles, and then filtering and shortlisting itself becomes a challenge. That is what it is. And if you have any questions on specific areas, I mean, there are presentations from a lot of companies on careers in ERP and careers in testing, and what all are the career opportunities in information security, etc., by different degrees, project management and other areas. So we will have those series of presentations. But if you have any questions on specific, basically whatever I said and whatever I presented, you can please ask, or maybe I can ask to start with presentation by other organizations who have specialized knowledge in a particular area. Do you have any questions? Maybe we can have the mic, and if you have questions. Anyone has any questions? So should I assume that you have understood whatever I said? And okay, so let me then go ahead and probably ask to start with the next agenda and next line item in our agenda today. Yes, please. Thank you.